Hey Kai, what would you do if someone tried to be your boss and your spiritual guru at the same time?
Easy. Not happening. I'd be out.
Well, India took a different route. Today, we're talking about one of the wildest moments in Indian history, the Samanas' rage. Last time, we saw how the Brahmin priests locked down power by claiming they could talk to the gods. They made themselves the ultimate bosses, controlling people's bodies and their minds. If this were China,
you know what our ancestors would have said. If kings and dukes can rise, why not us? Boom, rebellion.
So how did the Indians fight back? Not with swords and spears, but with ideas. They turned thinking into a weapon. Picture this. It's like two kids fighting over a toy. Don't play with him, play with me. I've got a new game. Except this game was about the meaning of life. In India at the time, a flood of new ideas popped up, challenging the Brahmins' monopoly. Ancient Buddhist texts say there were as many as 96 different schools of thought, and they all got grouped under one name, Shramana.
Wait, aren't Shramanas just monks?
They sound like monks now, but 2,500 years ago, Shramana meant every rebel thinker pushing back against the Brahmins. Buddhism? It was just one branch on that wild tree. But here's the thing. This wave of rebel ideas didn't win on brainpower alone. It needed one huge factor behind it: royal support. Back then, a bunch of India's biggest kingdoms, places like Magadha, openly backed these new ways of thinking. Why? Because the kings were sick of the Brahmins bossing them around too.
So it's kind of like the European Reformation.
Exactly, same vibe. If European princes hadn't had their own beef with the Pope for centuries, Martin Luther's reform, one guy with a hammer and a note, please, dream on. So among these 96 rebel schools, 6 stood out. Buddhism later called them the 6 outsiders. Let's speedrun who they were back then. First, Ajita Kesakambali, pure materialist. He said, "The world is just earth, water, fire, and wind. You die, you're dust, no soul, no afterlife." He spoke for the lowest caste, the Shudras, basically saying don't waste time on fantasy, get real. Second, Nigantha Nataputta, hardcore ascetic, later founded Jainism, preached nonviolence, karma, endless cycles of rebirth, but with extreme self-denial. His motto, the more you suffer, the freer your soul.
Whoa, that's intense.
Third, Sanjaya Belatthiputta, the skeptic. This guy dodged everything. Cause? Not sure. Rebirth? Can't say. The Buddha called him slippery like a turtle in mud. You just couldn't pin him down. Fourth, Bakuddha Kachayana, animist. He thought everything had a soul, rocks, trees, you name it. The world's way more complicated than it looks. Fifth, Makhali Gosala, fatalist. He claimed everything's preset. Your fate is sealed. Work hard, don't work hard, same result. Today we'd call that vibe total surrender, no hustle. And sixth, Purama Kassapa, the randomist. He believed life was pure chance, no karma, no cosmic justice, no point in moral codes or religion at all. So look at who these 6 big thinkers really were. Noble warriors, bottom caste laborers, across the board. But they all had one thing in common. They rejected the Brahmins' monopoly. Meanwhile, the Brahmins were still handing down decrees. The warriors were gearing up with guards and allies. All the Shramanas were chanting in their own corners, but they were all asking the same burning questions. What's the point of life? Is this caste system fair? And is there a path everyone can walk to break free? In that exact moment when all these voices collided, a prince appeared, a thinker, a seeker who found the answer and became the Buddha we know, Siddhartha Gautama. So think about this. When a whole society tells you your fate is sealed, why do so many people still stand up and shout no? What gave them the guts? And what made their voices get heard?
History simple. When a system pushes people down too far, pushback is only natural. And the power of ideas cracks open a window, shows people something bigger than what's right in front of them.
Exactly. That's why the Buddha showed up when he did, right in the middle of this storm. Next time, I'll tell you about that runaway prince, why he left, what he saw, and how he found a way out in this swirling mess of ideas. Remember, this is Wandering Dharma, the Buddha's early years. I'm here to keep you listening wide awake, not dozing off.
I'm Kai. Thanks for sticking with us. Wait for the prince's story. See you next time.